Hit like right away so you don't miss episode 38, where Tu Tien, driven by her passion and self-reliance on the farm, and Jack, with his genuine heart and caring deeds, join forces to paint a life picture that's simple yet deeply meaningful. Early in the morning, Tu Tien and Jack head to the district market together. Along the way, stalls crowd the walkway, bustling with buyers and sellers. They stop by a booth selling warm clothing, where colorful wool and felt coats are on display. Glancing around, Jack asks the vendor, "Ma'am, could I see some thick coats for seniors?" Around 70+ years old, standing beside him, Tu Tien chimes in, "Gray or dark blue would be better. Elders prefer more subdued color." The vendor brings out a few samples, and they carefully pick 5 high-quality coats at 400,000 VND each. Leaving the coat stall, they move to a children's clothing stand. Jack picks up a wool hat and shows it to Tu Tien. "This looks warm, doesn't it? Think it'd fit kids around 8 or 9? Tu Tien tests it in her hands and nods. "Thick but soft, let's take 10. They continue through the bedding stalls, choosing 5 deep red, heavy blankets, good for the elderly, at 500,000 VND each. After that, they stop at a general store to buy bed sheets, rice, sausages, canned milk, and candy. Both of them carefully consider each item, wanting to ensure that every gift is both practical and comforting. Once everything is neatly packed into their small truck, Jack tells the vendor, "We'll pay by bank transfer, okay?" The shop owner nods, thanking them profusely. Tu Tien looks at the packed bags, her heart filled with both excitement and emotion. She turns to Jack, smiling. "Shall we go?" He nods. "Let's do it. The folks up there are waiting." The truck slowly pulls away, carrying these heartfelt gifts toward the chilly highlands. The pickup truck bounces along rugged dirt roads, getting closer to a small school in the upland village. The modest school has only one row of classrooms with worn metal roofing, where about 15 kids are studying. The moment they see Jack and Tu Tien, the children rush to the gate, eyes shining with excitement. Kneeling down, Tu Tien gently pats a little girl's hair and offers a bright red wool hat. "This is for you. Stay warm, okay?" Jack smiles as he distributes gift bags of canned milk, sausages, hats, and socks to each child. A lively, warm atmosphere fills the tiny classroom. One bold little boy steps forward and recites a thank you poem, touching everyone's hearts. Jack places his hand on the boy's shoulder, nodding softly. "You're all such good kids. Study hard." After visiting the school, they continue their journey to households with elderly or particularly tough circumstances. At a stilt house precariously perched on a mountainside, they meet Man, over 80, living alone after a stroke. Gently, Tu Tien replaces the old blanket with a new one, while Jack carefully helps Man into the warm coat they bought that morning. Overcome with emotion, Man's clouded eyes glisten with tears. It's been so long since anyone visited. They keep moving from home to home, where they find elders with bent backs, tattered roofs, cold hearths, and no proper footwear. Each home tells a story that tugs at the heart. One family has a child bedridden since birth. Another has a grandmother too weak to tend the fields, surviving day by day on wild greens. Jack meticulously notes each household's shortages in his phone. "We have to come back. There's so much more to be done." Tu Tien nods solemnly. "I had no idea people were struggling this much." Before leaving, they remind each elder to take care of themselves and promise to return soon. On the way back, the evening sun casts its glow over the mountains, and both grow quiet, though a new determination burns within. This trip isn't just about charity, it's an awakening, a reminder of compassion and humanity in these far-flung villages. Their pickup truck comes to a stop in the yard just as dusk settles, leaving a sky lit by twinkling stars. Jack opens the door for Tu Tien, who smiles softly, carrying the remaining donation bags from the trunk. After a long day traveling through the mountain villages, both are tired, yet feel a lightness in their hearts. Tu Tien steps inside and busies herself sweeping the yard, tidying up the space. Meanwhile, Jack hurries down to the market. In no time, he returns with a cleaned chicken, vegetables, and some seasonings. Out behind the house, he starts a fire, moving deftly to prepare dinner. The flickering flames light up Jack's focused yet warm expression. Tu Tien comes out, takes a seat next to him, and helps turn the skewers. They alternate spinning the chicken over the crackling fire. their soft laughter mingling with the cozy warmth. When the first piece of chicken turns golden and fragrant, they settle down by the fire to eat. Jack looks at Tu Tien, his gaze sincere. "I want to find your family and ask for their blessing, so I can be officially engaged to you. You've endured so much." Tu Tien hesitates, her hands trembling slightly, lips tight in an attempt to stay composed, but tears still slip quietly from the corners of her eyes. "I never thought I'd have a day like this," she whispers. "Meeting you is the greatest gift of my life. You've changed everything. I was once a person who had nowhere to go, but now I have a home." Jack wraps an arm around her shoulders, his voice calm and comforting. "I promise I'll take care of you. My mum loves you too. She says she's more than ready to call you her daughter-in-law." Resting her head against Jack's shoulder, Tu Tien can't find the words to respond. In that quiet nighttime mountain air, warmed by the glowing coals, an unspoken vow is sealed, a promise from one man to devote his future to the woman he loves. Early the next morning, the dew is still clinging to the thatched roof when Tu Tien awakens. She hastily puts on a light jacket and walks to the chicken coop. White eggs lie scattered in straw nests, making her smile. She carefully gathers each one and places them into a wicker basket lined with a soft cloth, then heads out to the backyard. As the first sunlight touches the hibiscus fence, Tu Tien uses the moment to cut a few ripe bunches of bananas. Expertly slicing through each cluster, she sets them neatly into the basket on her back, ready for the morning market. Her face glows with determination. She wants to sell these goods to earn enough money to repay Jack, a way to stay independent and not rely on him too much. Elsewhere, at the Golden Key office, Jack sits in a small conference room with documents related to a project for Song Lo Group. He flips through the pages with a furrowed brow. The contract is worth 50 billion VND, including a 30% down payment. 15 billion VND. That makes him cautious. He asks Ms. Lan, the legal officer, and Jiang to review the files once more. Jiang smiles and places a glass of water on the table. "I've gone over everything thoroughly. All the paperwork is in order, so you can sign with confidence." Jack nods, but still seems pensive. A moment later, accounting comes in with the advance payment forms. "If you're okay with it, please sign the down payment section too." Jack weighs his options for a few seconds, then puts pen to paper, his gaze lingering on the delivery timeline. Phuc, previously reprimanded for construction errors, also steps in. He places a written report on the table, eyes downcast. Jack doesn't say much, just gently reminds him, "I need you to be more careful. One more mistake and there won't be another chance." Phuc nods and leaves quietly. After everyone else leaves, Jiang stays behind, taking a seat across from Jack. A hint of hesitation appears in her eyes, and the room seems to still. Softly she begins, "Do you remember that childhood game? I always wanted to play the bride and you be the groom." Jack grins. "Yeah, I remember." Jiang gives a small laugh, then summons her courage. "I know you already have someone in your heart, but if there was any chance, I'd want to be the one by your side." Jack gazes at her kindly. "Jiang, you're a wonderful person, but you're like a little sister to me. The one I've chosen is Tu Tien. I hope you find someone who truly deserves your feelings." Meanwhile, under the simple market roof in their hometown, Tu Tien arrives early. She arranges the eggs and ripe bananas on a clean tarp, chatting and laughing with familiar faces passing by. An older lady teases her about the eggs, smiling. "You're selling eggs now? Moving up in the world, huh?" Tu Tien beams back. "Yes, ma'am. Thanks to all your support, I've got some extra funds to raise more chickens." The air is alive with friendly banter and laughter. Her eyes sparkle under the morning sun, exuding a simple kind of happiness, the kind born from small acts of hard work every day. Late afternoon, in the familiar living room, Jack's mother and Mrs. Thu sit together sipping tea, chatting away and occasionally bursting into laughter at the mention of their children. Taking a small sip of hot tea, Mrs. Thu comments, "I think my Jiang and your Jack make a great couple. If they ended up married, I'd be so thrilled." Jack's mother smiles politely but speaks gently. "We can't force matters of the heart. Besides, Jack already has someone he cares about." Mrs. Thu sighs slightly, then switches the topic to her own marital history. "My husband passed away early, but I was lucky to have experienced real love. Honestly, you might consider finding someone for yourself, too. Jack's mother shakes her head, eyes softening. I'm used to this life. I just want to see Jack settled. A while later, Mrs. Thu leaves in a rush for some errand. She steps out the gate just as Tu Tien arrives with a basket of fresh oranges. Tu Tien smiles gently. Mom, I just picked some oranges for you. They'll help you feel refreshed. Touched, Jack's mother takes them and affectionately pats Tu Tien's head. You're always so thoughtful, dear. I appreciate you a lot. Tu Tien smiles shyly, then hesitantly suggests, could I treat you to dinner tonight? Jack's mother agrees without hesitation. Absolutely, but let me pay this time. Right then, the sound of a car engine hums at the gate as Jack returns from the office, briefcase in hand. Seeing his mum and Tu Tien in the yard, he jokes, what's this? You two are planning to eat out without me? His mother teases back, we were about to call you and here you are. Jack grins. Then let me drive, so we can really make a night of it. Meanwhile, back at the farm, Soan and his sister arrive with a large gift bag to visit Tu Tien. Not finding her at home, they wait at the front table. A breeze rustles through the banana trees behind the house, carrying the earthy scent. Soan gestures to a white bicycle leaning under the eaves. I picked out the white one. Hope Tu Tien likes it. His sister smiles gently, looking around. She's really something. Managing the entire farm on her own isn't easy. At a cozy little restaurant in town, Jack, his mother, and Tu Tien enjoy dinner amid cheerful chatter. Courses arrive one after another, generous and appetizing. The three eat and talk intimately. Jack's mother nudges a dish toward Tu Tien, her gaze meaningful. You're grown now. When can we expect some good news? Jack looks at Tu Tien and smiles. Blushing, she lowers her gaze as her cheeks turn pink. Jack's mother goes on, I'm getting old. I'd love to hold a grandchild. When they finish, Jack quickly takes the bill and goes to the counter. Shortly after, he returns and hands Tu Tien a fake receipt. It's only 200,000 VND tonight. Mind covering it so we're even? Startled, Tu Tien exclaims, that cheap? Really? Jack winks. They know me here. Stepping outside the restaurant, a sudden cold wind blows in, catching Tu Tien off guard and making her shiver. Wordlessly, Jack takes off his suit jacket and gently drapes it over her shoulders. If you're cold, just say so. Don't push yourself. She pulls the jacket tighter, looking at him with gratitude. In that fleeting moment, they both know. They don't need grand promises. Quiet gestures of care like this are all the happiness they need.
Giọng chua ngoa và ánh mắt quắc lên tiếng khinh miệt khi thấy cô trở lại. Cái nhà này không chứa chấp cái loại đàn bà như thế. Sự khinh miệt ấy mở đầu cho một cuộc tranh cãi gay gắt. Trưởng khôn trấn an đề nghị chia tài sản công bằng cho cô một phần gia súc như trâu heo gà để có vốn sống. Tuy nhiên Chiến, người chồng cũ, lạnh lùng tuyên bố cô ta đã ra khỏi nhà này, đừng có mong lấy bất cứ thứ gì. Lời nói của gã càng làm không khí căng tràn khi mẹ chồng hùa theo, lớn tiếng cấm đoán cả trưởng thôn và Tự Tiên. Dưới sức ép của gia đình Chiến, dù trưởng thôn cố gắng giúp đỡ nhưng cũng chỉ biết bất lực. Tự Tiên đứng đó lặng lẽ nhìn chồng cũ và cảm nhận rằng từ nay mọi thứ đã chấm dứt, không còn mái nhà, không còn tài sản, không còn chút tình nghĩa xưa, chỉ còn lại nỗi đau chắc đắng quyết định chia ly với quá khứ. Tự Tiên siết chặt chiếc áo cũ kỹ, cúi đầu quay lưng rời đi. Trưởng thôn mặc dù đầy tiếc nuối nhưng bước theo chân cô để lại sau lưng gia đình bạc bẽo một cuộc đời cay đắng.